Hello and welcome to the new edition of Magical Boot. This is 43rd episode. This is Ronnie. I have Sudipta with me. Sudipta, how are you?
Finally the drama ended, so I'm feeling a little bit okay now. Last yesterday, I was whenever I had time, I was looking at my mobile phone, and every time I open it up at night, there is something going on. It's like too much, and after that, like after 8 p.m., I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I
Uh,
don't want to see any more drama.
you're talking about transfer, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So the transfer market closed. Um, and what's your thought on the entire thing? I mean, Ajax would be very happy. Other than us, I mean, they've earned a lot of money.
Well,
But
yeah, there are so many winners actually. Even though some clubs lost so much money, but there are so many winners actually in the transfer market, and but so many weird transfers actually happened also. And well, like
let, let's
the
go.
most of,
Let's go to weird. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to start with that actually. Nottingham Forest bought 22 players. I never seen anything like in my life so so far. But have you seen anything something like that before, or have you ever heard of it?
Not in a not in a like a professional first like the senior division. No, not a, I think I've heard it somewhere in 1920s or 30s. Not in recent memories. 22 players. That's a lot.
Yeah, even like Manchester United lost some of their players, like they died, and they
Yeah.
did not even probably like buy that many players. Even like if you remember Ferguson's team, he actually overhauled like the team, but it was not like this. Most of the players were coming from academy, which is like normal. But this is like something like I don't know. Like if you change one player, you can actually think about like how to facilitate with him and other. And there are like 22 different peoples coming from like and so many free transfer, like four or five free transfer, and most of like four or five were in like 20 million or something like that. And Nottingham Forest is probably in the third or fourth position in the uh, highest spender in the transfer market. I don't know like what to say about this team, what to expect, or and we both don't actually. How can I say? We are not interested in speculation, rumor, or like how can I say presumption or something like that. So I don't know what to like. I was talking with my cousin actually. Like he's a teenager, but he was saying like, okay, so many players are uh, probably Premier League bought all the like runners, you know, from other league, and if you see the age structure, and it's going to be really a tough Premier League campaign for some of the top teams because those team has like runners and they have like five substitutions, like you have to run the whole time.
Yeah. True. But still, I think in Premier League, I was watching a game. There was a lot of time wasting and stuff like that still happening. So you'll find a way. You may come up with runner, but you'll find a way to, slow the game. Uh,
Yeah, there are some games like there is going to be a Merseyside derby today, not today, tomorrow or the
tomorrow.
next day, tomorrow probably. Like so, Everton, what they did actually last season, probably it's going to happen this season as well. Um,
I was going to ask.
but
Obviously, Nottingham is probably ranked somewhere very top on the weird list. What else
yeah,
you think is was weird in this entire transfer window?
Premier League, actually, Premier League teams spend probably almost 2 billion euro in the transfer market, which
and
is like
and in that recession, that's an inflated
yeah,
price. 2 billion,
yeah,
right?
and also like which is uh, almost the same as like the top four other league combined. You know, the amount is same, almost same, and even Barcelona spent that much money. Barcelona is not even in the top. Like Chelsea came up, probably top. Right? They've spent 270 or something around this number.
It's crazy numbers.
It's
Uh,
like buying a whole team, and this is what actually was. Who said that actually? Who said that actually? Yeah. Um, have you watched the Liverpool versus which team played? Newcastle.
and I was highlights, not the game live.
Yeah. So like probably him or someone else. Someone else was like talking about like this. Oh no, sorry. United versus Leicester.
Hmm.
Leicester coach Brendan Rodgers was saying like
Hmm.
they spent almost like so many.
300,
How
almost 300, 270. No,
no, they spent almost 250 around,
right.
but by that time it was like almost 150 million because Anthony was not probably, or was it? I don't know, remember. Like
Yep.
he was saying, like they spent so much money, it's hard to fight with them, and we did not actually have that much money this time. So it was like tough for some team, but I don't think it will be some for for sometimes like some Premier League games are getting like numbers game, like they are throwing bodies. If you see the Villa versus Arsenal, um, it was like this actually. Arsenal was playing really well, and in the second half, um, like Aston Villa was throwing bodies. So like it will be. I don't want to go in details because like we are not covering Premier League. But what I was going to say, like they spent almost 2 billion euro, and players like Alexander Isak is in Premier League. Like there is another one like yeah, from Italy.
Gianluca
He's
Scamacca.
not. No, yeah, no, Skamaka, we talked about it. Gnonto, um,
All right. Yeah.
yeah, Leeds bought him actually. Like it's crazy, and like when you think about those players, like they are supposed to play in some top clubs around the world, but they are choosing Premier
Mid-tier,
League, and
mid-tier,
it's like,
yeah, or low
yeah,
mid-tier teams. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and it's getting like really crazy. And in like 2 3 years, if they continue to spend like this, it will be it will be like a sort of like an NFL or something like that. If you remember this Moneyball, uh, it's sort of going to be like that actually. Like, but um, here's actually another question to you. Like, so many ex players are in dugouts right now, and after like 1 2 3 matches, we already have seen first coach has already fired from Premier League. um, and if any team loses normally like 2 3 matches or like 4 5 matches streaks or like something like that, and not even loses like draw or something, the coach is like coach is like in really under fire. And how many coaches, I don't know, will like continue their jobs? I don't know actually.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's another crazy stuff. But we have seen like that was
But
the weird part for
but
me.
that's why some of the smart coaches or some ex-players are hiring some of the agents that will find them job, like George Mendes.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
actually, they're
So
doing it, but
they're willing to sacrifice 20 25% of their salary. but
Mm.
but to continue the jobs because it's insane.
Also, yeah, also like if we are spending money, we don't know like they are going if they are going to stand in the Premier League because like except for Bournemouth, I don't see actually any difference between some teams. So I don't know which team, and Everton probably is playing a little bit low, or Aston Villa or Leicester, but I don't see them actually going down. But who will go down? Like so many teams has like so many. So it's just going to be crazy. Like it's hard to
It is
predict there.
is valid, and
That was that is like
still you have Manchester City who's beating everyone by 5 6 goals.
yeah, that's another story. Like they bought Akanji from Borussia Dortmund. Uh, I guess it's like the quick response to the injury prone like center backs. So then now they have like three, four center backs actually.
Yeah,
That's a
but what's your thought on Liverpool buying Arthur from Juventus?
when I saw it, I did not believe at first. Like in the morning when I wake up and I saw like I thought like it's something probably like
Yeah,
a rumor.
some tabloid. Yeah,
Then I saw like Fabrizio Romano was probably or someone else was talking about it. I was like, okay, is it serious? Like, okay, but I don't know. I did not think Liverpool will go for a panic buy at this moment of the time. But I was expecting this from actually from Arsenal, and they were actually active and tried to buy something, but they did not get. But which is understandable because like three of their players, including Odegaard, is injured, and Odegaard probably I don't know is like there are doubts that the next game will be against
Manchester United.
Manchester United in Old Trafford. So I can imagine that like he's going for a panic buy or something, but which is understandable. Like like they have like a completely packed team, and they are letting people go. Hector Bellerin joined Barcelona. That's another story. They were trying to Nicolas Pepe join probably Nice, I guess.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's another story. So but with Liverpool, they have like Elliot is performing well right now so far. There are academy players, but their injury list is like so
Yeah,
many, and
so huge,
they're
a lot of hamstring.
so huge.
Someone
And
someone commented somewhere in the YouTube video by seeing a list of injured players in hamstring, saying that by reading the whole list of players, he's having trouble with his hamstring by just reading it. So
that actually happened to Barcelona, if
yeah,
you remember,
yes,
against not against like with who was in Valverde or
yeah,
someone else.
Valverde, yeah,
Valverde was in charge probably at the time. They were getting like hamstring injuries
yeah,
uh, a lot actually. So like if you have players like six or seven players with hamstring injury, and hamstring injury is like really unpredictable injury so far. Like I had it, so I can tell. It's really unpredictable, and it's like it's really hard to recover. And if like I remember that time like I was cleared from my orthopedic, like okay, you can run, you can do basic like resistance exercise or something like that. And yeah, resistance exercise was okay. And then when I started running, I started feeling pain, but it was not like that serious, but I started feeling pain. I remember that actually, and it was like one of the worst injury I had actually. Like it was recently, to 21, probably 2021. So yeah, this injury, they had it for a while, like since the beginning of the season. They could have actually planned, or and their long term target was like Jude Bellingham. They could have actually get, and there is no certainty that you will get him in the next season. So like why not? And I don't understand that actually.
yeah, yeah, me too. Um, on that note, I'll go back to Arthur.
That was the weird part, like weird part of the
No, no,
transfer window.
I'll get that. I'll get a bit of comment about Arthur because I've seen him enough in Gremio to Barcelona to Juventus. He seriously has some issues with disciplinary thing, and he's not someone like he's not that creative of late. I've not seen in Juventus shirt, and then he doesn't hustle. He doesn't
Well,
win
to
much.
to be fair with him, he played under Valverde, one of the defensive coaches, um,
Allegri,
and yeah, Allegri is not like good for like his central midfield basically. How can I say, really static. Even like compared to Conte's team can actually have some, creativity. Like sometimes
Barella,
whoever,
yeah,
yeah, whoever is doing something a little bit creative, or sometimes like I don't know, like if he has players like even Conte was you like Kante was used as a different position to get something out of that. But Allegri is the different case, and Arthur Melo, he's like, to be fair, he doesn't have that much chances. But for I can tell because because of his passing range, I guess the Liverpool were interested in him.
yeah.
I would say, but
Maybe because of his switching ability.
yeah, the switching of the play, and that was missing actually. Elliot is like a horse, like he was running all the time. Sometimes he's missing positions while he's running. I guess they wanted someone who can actually like sit back and read the game, and that sort of player actually, how can I say, was missing. And also they, I guess,
But
uh,
he costed them 20 million, right, Arthur?
no, it was a loan deal,
Oh, okay,
season loan.
okay. I thought they bought him.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Um, by the way, Juventus got Paredes.
Yeah, I just knew actually. Like my cousin was saying that actually I could not believe. But yeah, okay. Compared to player, PSG bought, and they are not going to play Paredes for some reason. I don't know why. But whenever he was playing for PSG, um, he was actually, I don't know, he was able to read the game, and PSG looked better when he was playing last season. But for Juventus, I guess he will get more play time, um, because like wherever he is going to play, like a 6 or 5 or like an 8, I don't know. He can play both in this both position, but he would be more pivotal, I guess. That pivotal part, and you it's better for them actually, in a way, like they are getting rid of Melo and good Paradis is obviously an improvement, but with under Allegri is like okay, you know. But I hoped actually he would ended up
Well,
in
now he is
Inter Milan or something.
Vlahovic or whoever is in the front line will get some very good long balls from deep.
That's another thing. Like if Chiesa is there or Di Maria, probably um, it would be really good for them because
Yeah,
he's not like centrally. Well, he does that actually centrally. He like creates some through passes to the middle, but his most passing range is in this wings. Like the late runs from the wingers, and like taking 1v1 against wingbacks or fullbacks, whoever was there. So it would be well, like if they are back, then it will be an interesting to watch. Um, but what PSG got actually, some brilliant transfer. Renato Sanchez is there. They got rid of Kurzawa, which is another issue. Ramos looked well actually and even he was trying to do overkick head in the set pieces. So yeah, in a way, it's good. Vitinha, right? Um, uh, Moved there, but they had like
They
they are
they they,
playing.
they got rid of I guess Keylor Navas too. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there were so many. How can I say? Let me check a little bit. Nope. Yeah, they got Carlos Solar from Valencia.
That's a good move.
Yeah, of course. It's like I don't know, huge improvement. But their central midfield looked a little bit more stable than they needed actually at least 3 4 midfielder. Like obviously they what they had last season. They're they're going to need them actually because I guess Champions League would also have like 5 substitutions,
Yep.
right? This so they needed some runners because like if they're trying to play this whole front three for like 90 minutes, they obviously need some runners. So it's like and what I saw from Galtier so far, he tends to change the whole um, midfield like 3-4-3 this four. He tend to change all.
Stick with all the unit of four or unit of five.
He changes the
Yep.
whole unit.
Yep.
Uh, so that's another interesting thing. And he substituted Messi, I guess, against Monaco.
It is, yeah. He did.
Well, from Messi's point of view, it's weird, but it's understandable, I guess.
And that was 86 or 7th minute as well.
88 minute, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like fine.
Yeah. So in terms of transfer, what else actually stood out except probably we didn't talk about Anthony coming in with such huge number of like 98 million
Which Anthony?
from Ajax.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, I was thinking about West Ham Anthony
Okay.
for some reason. I was surprised. Wow, how can I forget? Okay, yeah, like he's one of my favorite player right now, and he's moving to
Eric Ten
United,
Hag's
and for
United.
yeah, and I asked him to uh, already trying to replace him. They bought Ocampos from
Loan.
Sevilla.
It's a loan for a year for now.
Loan?
For now, yeah.
Oh, I guess there are like how can I say buying option
Yeah, there's
there.
there's buying option, but it's a loan for now.
Yeah, yeah, which is like surprising to see because like how Sevilla is traveling in the league. Um, I don't know. I don't understand who made this decision, or probably Ocampos was going trying to leave. That makes sense. If, but other than that, like, okay, why they get rid of one of the runners they have? I don't know. Um, and yeah, it's Anthony with Anthony Casemiro. Who else? Um,
Palacio.
they bought actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, wait, just a moment. Um, just a moment. I need to check something. Yeah, they bought a goalkeeper from Newcastle, Martin Dubrovka.
Dubrovka. Mhm.
Yeah, so like that's a threat to De Gea's position, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Dubrovka. Who like? Do you remember who Newcastle bought Pepe, right?
Yeah.
So
Bought
yeah,
or
like anyway,
is it loan? I'm not sure.
no, he bought actually.
Okay.
They bought. They bought Pepe, Botman, the whole probably 3 or 4 players, except Trippier. Trippier was there uh, like
Last
year ago,
season. Yeah.
last year, January
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. So. Yeah, it, he's going to be in the bench anyway, so maybe there will be a fighting chance for
or
him to.
or cup sort of games like.
No, I was talking about him playing for Newcastle. So like Pepe
Oh,
will
right,
be there,
right,
like
right.
their first choice anyway. So Dubrovka probably have some sort of chance
And
in
probably
playing from the back.
getting more money in United too. United
Yeah, also
gives a lot money.
money matters. And if you remember, there were his passing range is a little bit um, uh,
Better.
bigger than De Gea, because like De Gea seems to his short pass range is like well towards only the center backs, but Dubrovka's passing range is a little bit wider, you know. So let's see, like if the if the makes. But United's team, like in terms of quality, there were no doubt anyway, and they seems to bench Ronaldo and um, whoever is not running. They're like, and also now uh, there is a competition in the right wings for him and Sancho, but Sancho, Rashford, Martial, all they can play in the left side, and they seems better when they're playing in the left. So that's another issue actually. Like, but except for that, like their team seems a little bit stable right now.
Yep. Win matters. Win gives you a
Yeah,
little bit of confidence, no matter how it's scrappy or whatever it is. Win gives you
yeah,
confidence. Goal gives you confidence. Like Sancho, you talked about Sancho. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure he's feeling a little bit better compared to a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, obviously, because like last two winners was from came out of his
Yeah.
foot.
So
No, two out of three.
it's
Yeah,
like a new signing.
yeah,
You're
sort of.
finding a
Yeah.
new player. But yeah, coming back to the transfer
Also,
window.
like the brilliant transfer probably is from their points of view. It's Malaysia.
Yeah,
Just,
it's
just a minute.
wonderful. Okay, please.
I need a bit. Sorry.
No worries.
So what I was saying, like
Malaysia.
bringing players like Malaysia, but I thought like we will see a little bit more academy player by this time, but I
Well,
don't know, like probably.
they want to secure some win, and I guess
Yeah,
once it's
yeah,
going, I guess they will be mixing few players here and there. And also in terms of style, it's not yet Eric Ten Hag style yet. But
yeah,
what is important is they're winning it, and obviously, a lot of people have talked
yeah,
about Lisandro
yeah, they're
Martinez'
in the.
height. He's
Yeah.
been the player of the month for them. Um, Coming back to the transfer window, is there anything else like we didn't capture or anything? I'm
Mm,
pretty sure we haven't captured everything because there's a lot of player moved.
yeah, of course, like so many players are.
We can't
Uh,
track every
yeah,
single movement.
and we are not Fabrizio Romano or something like that. Someone like
Yeah,
that.
someday, Fabrizio.
Yeah, but Serginho Dest to AC Milan. It's an
Oh,
interesting.
right. Serginho Dest to AC Milan. Aubameyang went to Chelsea, and Marcos Alonso goes other way. Also, Jordi Alba getting loaned out.
Yeah,
How do you
I
see
did
that?
not actually. Well, like it's sort of understandable. Like when he Xavi got like players like Marcos Alonso, and uh, most importantly, the who's playing in the left, um, the
Er-
left back right now,
uh, Eric Balde.
Balde. Yeah, Balde is like playing really well, and he was like up and down,
Yeah,
and
he's very
gets the
very good. He's very skillful
yeah,
and
and
very pacey.
and he actually saved a goal from the touchline last in the last match or probably the match before. Um,
We'll talk
so
about that once we go to
yeah,
the
yeah, of
club.
course, like once we go there, but like in terms of performance, and he's like Barca is getting him for free,
Yeah,
and there is no need for like a instant first team registration because he's coming from the academy. So like there, and also they have like two backup, like Marcos Alonso probably will be the backup, like the backup guy, or if Barca decided to play for like a back three, because like we saw that in the Sociedad game, right? Mm, so yeah, so like they now have like option to switch like in one change, uh, because Bellerin can play. Bellerin actually is better in the wing back position. But last season when he was in the Betis, he could actually be, because Betis was playing like a 4-2-3-1. So and he was like overlapping with Wine or something. Someone like uh, Wine was there, right?
yeah.
So yeah, he was overlapping with Wine. It was like for him it's sort of like a, how can I say, a rebirth, because but that is one of the thing I was going to ask. Like Arteta uh, actually made it clear that like he's not going to play Bain because of his probably because he's not good with ball. But do you think that like is
I
it a good transfer for
uh,
Barcelona?
I think Xavi knows him well from the academy. I'm pretty sure they have seen him pretty well. So I guess at this point they were looking for free option, right? And who else is there on the free?
And also like he has space.
No, and he can link up fairly well, and he can
Yeah,
do job in terms of defensively as well. Uh, he's not great. I'm not a huge fan of Bellerin, but he's all right. He's done fairly well in Betis. I've seen him Betis. It's been well. So and
yeah,
also
that's what
also
I said. Like,
he's a graduate of the La Masia. So
yeah, yeah. If I shared a video with you, probably the Betis documentary last season, Once in a Lifetime. It was good actually.
yeah, yeah. I'm
uh,
yet to see it though.
Barry, yeah, Barry was talking about this his Betis connection. Like his grandfather was from Betis, and this connection probably that was one of the reason he's joined Barcelona this time. Like he wanted to come back home or something.
Yeah, for sure. And any player that is wanted by Barcelona definitely wants to go Barcelona because it's one of this iconic club.
But I have another question. Do you think like North Americans are like devaluated in Premier League or in Europe?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Um, for some reason, except probably you can talk about the Bayern Munich uh, left back.
Davis.
Yeah, others are not taken that seriously. That
Okay,
that includes the famous Nottingham Forest who bought 22 players, but still they have at least one Canadian good player. He never have any minute.
okay. Because I was going to talk about the Sarginho Dest move, because he like Zabi made it clear in the first match that he's not a part of the team.
Mhm.
So like uh, it makes sense if he moves. So um, if you like, we know the situation of Pulisic in Chelsea, right? Is it the same situation, or like,
It's hard to
because
say.
Pulisic
hard to say. Well,
got chances.
Pulisic, I blame him for not finishing some of the chances against Real Madrid in Champions League that costed them the game. Um he has done similar sort of misses in bigger games for Chelsea last season. If you remember, against, if I'm not wrong, against Liverpool or Manchester City.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
Sorry, City.
yeah, City. I think
Well, actually, both. Uh,
it's so.
in the first, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that probably had Tuchel made that decision on that ground that okay, this has to be dealt with.
But for him, there were actually offers from like other, probably from Fulham or Wolves. I forgot actually.
Yeah, I think I still feel he's a very very talented player, but certain occasions, like if you don't really grab your
He's
opportunity.
Yeah, he's sort of like Ferran Torres. Like he does everything well, like
And
up until the final third, and it could not finish.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, you're correct. Or maybe Morata in not so good days.
yeah, like last match.
Anyway, I guess it's getting a little bit
Yeah, yeah, of course.
longer.
Any interesting transfer? Like Barca finally got rid of Martin Braithwaite.
Yeah, no, I don't know how his termination of contract happened because he had some outstanding money on there. And also, you mentioned about the Dutch elimination of from Barcelona has not been done yet because there's obviously Frank
That's cleansing.
Dutch cleansing. So racist. So it's Memphis Depay is still Barcelona player and also Frankie de Jong.
Yeah, of course. Like we talked about this Dutch cleansing, the first one after. Well, every time a Dutch coach left, Barcelona seemed to clean out all the
Yeah.
Dutch players. I don't know. So, yeah, there was an interesting transfer from Juventus to Chelsea. Dennis Zakaria on a loan deal.
I didn't understand that. I mean, I know Juventus. Now Juventus has a very interesting entire transfer window. There's some very good
But
clean, like some other teams came and cleaned their mess, like Arthur and a lot of other players like Pogba.
well, they are also like
No, the
I don't know,
Pogba
for
is
some reason they
actually
are.
brought back in Juventus.
Yeah, actually for some reason they seems to have like a really open relation with like all those clubs. Like they want, if they want to buy club players, it's like for some reason it's not that like
Difficult.
complicated,
Yeah.
like yeah, yeah, it's so surprising. um there was like another transfer, like Idrissa Gueye from PSG was actually offload from to Everton. Um, it was interesting. Like we was playing almost all matches last season.
Yeah. Under Pochettino.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
uh, but yeah, that's basically from me.
yeah, and then for me, I don't have anything to add. Super.
Okay, so I guess we can move into some of the games that
Yeah.
happened in La Liga. I think we have had a partial review of Matchday 2, but then we decided not to go. What do you want to start? Obviously, there are big two, or I should say big three, but where do you want to start?
Oh, actually, I can say big four
Okay, big four.
because
Is it Betis?
yeah, of course, I have like a newfound love with Betis now.
Always watch Betis. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah,
of course. Like I have been following their how can I say, like them for like last 2 weeks. I wanted to know a little bit more about the club. I saw documentaries. I probably shared one of them actually. And last season they won the
Copa del Rey.
Copa del Rey. Yeah, after 17 years. It was interesting.
And Joaquin
Uh,
was still there, and Joaquin is still
and
here.
yeah, also like I wanted to find out like that question. Like I saw Sevilla in the preseason matches. I told you about that. I don't see them in the top four. So like I wanted to find out this question, like who is going to be in the top four. So like I was tracking some teams,
Mhm.
like Sociedad could be, uh, Villarreal. Um,
Could be. Villarreal had a very
Could
good,
be, of
good, good,
course.
good
They
results.
have some interesting games actually, and they outrun actually Atletico Madrid, right? Atletico Madrid lost against 1-0,
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, yeah, 2-0. Yeah, last minute goal. Yeah. Um, and Betis actually seems like the most balanced team so
And more
far, and
consistent.
Sociedad, and given like Sociedad just lost one of their most promising star, like it was so surprising. But I thought like if he leaves, he's going for some big clubs, like.
Hmm.
But he went for
Newcastle.
Newcastle, but which is understandable. Like right now, if like some players, they actually chooses their new club like based on projects, I guess. And Newcastle seems like an exciting project right now. That's how I like some clubs like Barcelona were attracting people because of like youth players and their new coaches and new ideas. That's how they're buying players, and that's how actually United finally, um, how can I say, bought some players. I guess. I guess. So yeah. So Betis, I saw them actually. So can I go to the board?
Yeah, 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 please, please.
Okay.
It's actually
Uh,
refreshing that we are starting to talk about La Liga and we're talking about Betis, not Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Atletico Madrid.
yeah, I wanted to go there, but um except for like the Sociedad game, probably. Yeah, I didn't see any technical like something freshness or something somewhere. Oh, Betis's next match is against Real Madrid. That's another interesting thing, and both of the teams are like unbeaten so far. But let me check a little bit. I wanted to. I'm finding out who they played so far this season.
Oh,
Yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, can you see the board?
it's loading. Yep. You can change the color as you like if you click.
Yeah, but it will take time. So like,
No, just just
so
just click anywhere. Click anywhere. Yeah, and go to that option. Uh, no, but it's not
edit.
edit. Maybe let's see. Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
You can change any color. Like choose any
uh,
any up from the top. If it's berries, it could be green, whatever.
but this is white and green. I don't
Yeah,
know how to choose that.
that's okay. Just leave it. But that's the option.
Oh, okay, but it will look similar.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's fine.
this is better. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So like let's imagine this team is
we,
Betis. So what they do normally, they try to line up like this.
can I interrupt? 11
Yeah.
probably is the only different. color. It should be changed to all the other team members, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, but um,
And
wait, it will take
yeah,
time.
yeah,
So I'll just go back. Okay. Yeah. So it's more like a 4-2-3-1 formation. And what happens like when they go for an attack with like when they play like against big teams, they tends to create this sort of blocks. But whenever they lose the ball in the final third, they actually how can I say, make this 4 against 4, and like made the other team to pass like long, and they try to get the second ball from this. And um, with Guido Rodriguez and Williams, is with Williams, right, who's
yeah,
playing in the,
yeah.
yeah, left side as an 8. um, they seems to get the second balls very quick. And another thing, like in build up, let's go from the back. So they seems to attack, like if they are counter attacking, um, they which like this is one of the interesting thing about Betis and other competitor for the fourth place. It's that like Betis can actually sit back and absorb the pressure for like 50-60 minutes, and they can counter attack. And whenever they're counter attacking, these three players create some sort of like a trio in the midfield so that they cannot lose the ball. And Guido Rodriguez is like how can I say? It's almost impossible sometimes for other players to take balls away from him. And what happens, like he seems to find those sort of winger, like those sort of space behind the wing backs, this this sort of space. And whoever playing in this position normally, and also how can I say, if they're here, like here they try to take this like 1v1, or like most La Liga teams has this problem, like their wingbacks are always high, you know, and there are always like space behind them, except for the teams like Atletico, who is playing in like a three in the back. Most of the teams has this, even
Space.
Betis,
Yeah,
yeah, this sort of space. So they try to like how can I say,
utilize
get
that.
into this,
Yeah.
yeah, get into this sort of space. And one more thing, no, just a moment. Where is it? Just a moment.
Hmm.
Well, if Carvalho was playing, um, yeah, Carvalho tried to make like a triangle with these wingback guys. And another thing is that like what I mentioned, that like the wingbacks tends to attack. So Carvalho sits there if they are holding the ball. So like if counter attack happens, like normally these are in their third, and there are some balls from either Guido or Carvalho, or probably sometimes from Nabil Fekir, and they try to take on this position and try to make this sort of like a, and what happens there, Iglesias, right, the striker,
Yep.
um, so Iglesias has this, how can I say, smell for goal. Like most of the time, if the attack is from this side, he tends to go towards the um, this position, like to the near post. But if the, well, it sometimes change. and if the ball is in the, actually he tends to move there because Fekir is like a
Second
left-footed
striker.
player, and
Yep.
yeah, and he seems to like moves around this area. So like most of their attacks actually from this sort of area, and they tends to counter attack with these players, and the wing backs, like whoever is playing there, um, it seems like, how can I say, most of the time Moreno is there. Moreno is not that actually, how can I say, um, fast player, I would say, but he came up like a little bit late in this area and try to create the width. And what happens there, like this is sort of like a formation we have seen like an inverted fullback situation. This player actually doesn't make those late runs in the box. So wingbacks and wingers create the width, and they try to explode, and especially Fekir actually links up with this sort of guys, and they have like a create something in this sort of area. So if sometimes, like for example, Iglesias moving there, then uh, who won me actually comes to this area and try to finish. And if they are attacking from that side, actually, like what happens, what's his name, Rodri, oh, sorry, One me was like from the left, and Rodri is in the right. So like most of the time, what happens, like they open up space in this sort of area, and that's how they're scoring so many goals this season. So, and it's also like impossible, like I mentioned already, like impossible to take away ball from this guy, Guido Rodriguez. And Carvalho seems like a really good form so far. So
He's,
far I
he's,
have
he's a
seen.
fancy player. I mean, he's doing something very different in this particular season, that he's taking ball and dribbling passing some at least one or two players. So
Yeah, that is so surprising to see actually. But I was thinking about like this Portuguese team. If you think about the World Cup, they have already Nunez, who can play similar role, and they have this guy now who I don't see. I don't. One of them actually is going to play for the national team, but except for that, like m- one o- one weakness is that any other team, they let this space actually open,
yep.
and there are actually uh, they actually concede goals in those sort of from those sort of area. And now I saw actually Real Madrid games as well, and Real Madrid seems to attack in like a sort of like a 4-3-3 formation with Vinicius on there. And normally, like what they're doing so far this season, it seems interesting actually from Real Madrid points of view. So imagine this as a Real Madrid. Um, so they sort of create sort of like this tucked in. This position is played by Valverde normally, and whoever the midfield three is there, um, they try to find Benzema, and Benzema try to find, or sometimes like Tony Cruz is making this like distribution from the back, and either Valverde or if Valverde gets the ball, he try to find those sort of space, and if Vinicius is getting the ball, he just goes straight to the goals. So it is going to be like an interesting game tomorrow, that like exploring those sort of space. And so far with Real Betis, I mentioned Betis actually in the beginning before, because of because they can actually play two different types of uh, formation and two different types of football. So yeah, if you want to add anything, I don't know.
Yeah, no, for Real Madrid, what I've seen is especially Camavinga and Tchouaméni. Um Camavinga, normally whenever he comes off the bench, he kind of struggles like 3 4 minutes, or if he starts even the game, he kind of struggles, say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But he makes up with his. He's so speedy. He can cover the areas like crazy. He does a lot of covering up, and it gives Real Madrid a real edge with Rodrigo, who looks every day he's a better player. Benzema, Vinicius. So yeah, no, it's I don't have actually much to add, but the way Modric and with Kroos they're saying, and how Shumani, if I'm not pronouncing correctly, I apologize, but how he adapted, I think it's already a very good version or even an upgrade to Casemiro.
Yeah, because he's also fast. Like if he's even faster than Casemiro, and Casemiro tends to sit a little bit deeper. And they have these guys actually like Kurs can sit deeper, and then actually the whole like other 3 players or 4 players probably goes for an attack. And um, Real Madrid is playing sort of like, well, there is an upgrade from the last season. Like the thing is that with the Real Madrid, like Alaba can play both role, like as a left back or this position. Um, so like he can actually go up and goes inside, and even he scored a brilliant goal from free kick, and he can score headers as well. So
Somehow Alaba is preferred in center back role by Ancelotti.
yeah, but he's also playing in this role
Yeah,
when Rudiger is there and Militao is there. So
yeah,
and they seem to, if they are how can I say, like if they need more bodies in the box, like if they are trailing, then they brings up Alaba,
yeah.
and he scores. And for some, I don't know, like from the beginning of this season, actually, Lucas Vasquez is playing as a right back, and he seems actually doing pretty well. I guess he's adapted to this position like much more than.
Then Sergio Roberto
Uh,
ever have.
yeah, exactly. So, well, Sergi Roberto was like a central midfielder, but he was a winger,
Yeah, that's true.
and winger seems to actually adapt this role
Fit
actually
better.
better than, yeah, like Cuadrado was playing as a wing back and as a left back as well. Sorry, right back as
Right.
well, and also left back, I guess, left wing back. Sorry. So yeah, it is going to be an interesting game, and that's my analogy to Real Betis. And Betis has a strong like better, not like as strong as like Real or Atletico, but or Barca, but they had a strong bench actually
Yeah,
as well.
they do. But
So it's like,
I was listening to Pellegrini very recently, and he was talking about the club is not doing well in terms of finance, and they had to sell. I think Christian Teo to LA Galaxy, and who else they sold? They had to sell one or two other players. Anyway, he's
yeah, that's one of the reasons they could not bring
new
Hector
players.
Bellerin.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like his wage is like a little bit more than their structure.
yeah, and that's the only fear for him. Otherwise, he has quite stable team, and
Yeah.
yeah, they can compete, and they're playing some good football.
Well, they have also like academic players. So like probably if they perform well, they can actually sell more. Like if they like elevate themselves to the Champions League football, and then they can actually attract more, like new youngster, and also like um, I don't know, they if they go fishing next season in the Premier League, I would say they will get some.
Fantastic term, fishing. Um, yeah, uh,
So
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you for that. But Betis and Real Madrid are one of the perfect teams that's still, I think, on the top five league. One of at least three out of three teams, they're the two teams that still are perfect. Um, so let's see. It should be a good game.
Yeah, I hope so. Like lately, every game against like these big teams were like a little bit boring. So I hope a little bit. How can I say
What's your
more fighting? Yes.
What's your thought on how Barcelona is playing, especially after the first hiccup?
Um, Actually, they played three different types of football in the last three matches, so it's hard to see. I probably talked with you in the last episode, or I just thought about it to myself. I actually forgot, but I'm gonna mention it. And like they still had, well, the dramas are almost over.
Almost.
I would say
Yeah, except
almost, like there are
we didn't mention
few like.
about Jules Kounde's sign. You know how he got registered.
Oh, yeah, you told me you know something,
Yeah,
but I
well,
have no idea.
so there's a clause in that La Liga teams that if a high authority from the club, it's kind of a personal bond or personal kind of how people gets bailed out from jail. Like they have that
Hmm.
capacity. Laporta did it for Jules Kounde as a by saying that that is a clause in that La Liga structure. Under that clause, because Kounde was getting frustrated uh, and he wanted to make sure that he was registered with the team, and they were waiting for some money to come in, but Laporta gone out of his way and basically registered him under that clause by saying that there is certain amount of money is coming from certain areas, but not here yet. But he is granting that money. If that money doesn't arrive, he will give it out of his own pocket. So that's how Jules Kounde was registered. Very kind of last ditch sort of effort.
Well, I how can I say? Well, I'm not surprised that Bayern Munich is surprised to see this, but I have never seen anything like this in my lifetime so far.
Yeah, but it needs a president who goes out of his way and saying something. And also,
Yeah, 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 it's like
Juan Laporta was seen in camp now, I guess, with one black eye or something, and it was told that a family mishap or something. But yeah, we're not going there. What happened?
yeah, maybe, or maybe he was with Aubameyang. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a bad incident for Obama.
Yeah, of course. Like probably this was the motivation for Aubameyang to move on. I don't know. But apart from from jokes, yeah, like it was a terrible thing to happen to
Happen.
any family or. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like his, well, he how can I say? He was here for only like six months, right? But he made his mark so far. Like
Yeah, he did.
what the team wanted from him, like a short term fixed, and the team got it, and they got the Champions League position, and now they're thinking about fighting for it.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I guess it will.
Any thought about how you're seeing um, Robert Lewandowski in Barcelona shirt?
Ah, let's mention a goal, actually two. One from Rafinha. If you have seen that assist, Rafinha seems to like make those love balls. Like let's go to the,
Oh,
well, like before that actually. What do you think of that goal? The backflip. or side flick. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
Luis Suarez.
Suarez-esque goal. Uh,
Yeah,
look, Robert Lewandowski. There's no doubt he's a skillful player, and I think I realized how little people are giving value to his what he brings in, like how he connects, how he's constant.
Mm.
Even after scoring that goal, he was celebrating, but he was talking with Kunde or someone else by saying that, hey mate, I need this ball here and there, then I can make this move and stuff like that. So he's constantly talking and communicating, and I was so impressed with that. He's constantly improving and trying to communicate to his teammate and trying to impose himself as a leader, and how that team attack looks more sharper. So he's definitely connecting with ball, without ball. He's doing a lot of work. Yeah, so
A
far.
lot of runs actually. Also, like his connection with Pedri, and whenever Fatih is playing,
Uh,
he actually made
exactly.
two backheel assist to those guys. It seems like he's from that academy with them. Well, they seems like in the same wavelength, and I don't know, like for me, like when Barca retained Dembele, and they also signed Rafinha. It seems like one of these players is going to be gone. Like for me, after end of the season, but it's still gonna happen. But like if Fatih comes in, uh,
But
probably they can.
what happened with Fatih, because Fatih is coming out of so much of injury, right? And now that burden is not on his shoulder. He's still a great. I mean, he's someone who has an impact on 20, 30 minutes. Within 20 minutes, he had like what, two assists, one goals.
Oh, yeah,
He's something who starts to touch the ball and start things starts to happen. Um, so
yeah, they can actually slow down this growth. Like now with Dembele, how Dembele is playing, it's like one thing I want to mention. Now I have to go to the board.
sure,
Okay. Oh, see.
it's coming. Yeah. So which is the Barcelona,
Let's say this.
the blue?
Yeah. So in the first match, like we mentioned, like these two players, like Pedri, sorry, that was Gabi, and this was Pedri, and Dembele was here in the left. Lewandowski was there, and they seems to like switch balls. We talked about this like a ping pong ball. Like they switch ball here, there, and they try to make this sort of like a vertical. How can I say, triangle
Hmm.
over there and over there in this part of the field. That's how they build up so far. Busquets dropping down, and whenever Barca was playing bad, it seems like these three players were a bit like how can I say, far away from each other, and that is the moment actually where Barcelona play really bad. So that's the thing actually. Like these two match, like how they lined up against Sociedad, sort of like this 3-2. Oh, yeah, sort of like this, or like this 3-5-2, or sometimes, and sometimes it was like 3-2-4-1 or something like that, which was interesting. And I guess like it's sort of like a desperate move from Zabi.
Hmm.
I would say he wanted to see, how can I say, he wanted to like get more bodies in front of the goal. So that's how actually, that's how it worked so far. They're getting sort of like this. How can I say, position. um, in front of goal, and Busquets was laying back. But what problem with that formation is that like they caught up with the counter attack, which is understandable. Like every team who plays based on position, they get actually caught up with how can I say counter against counter attack. But the problem was that like they were actually a bit lucky because they actually needed at least two players to, and Busquets should have actually like left a little bit there in that game. So like um, whoever playing Gabi or probably Fatih brought in actually last like after 50-60 minutes instead of who was playing Ferran Torres was playing. So that was the problem. Like Sociedad was laying back a little bit, and they did not. They were not giving any half spaces. And whenever their Barca was losing ball, there were like too many bodies there um, to how can I say retain position, and seems to make like a 4-5-1 and sometimes like a 5-4-1 blocks, and and as they were lying deep, they could not actually. And the difference between Ferran Torres and Fatih is that like Fatih seems to actually sometimes he lays behind those sort of position and give Robert Lewandowski some sort of like a floating role. So sometimes Lewandowski becomes like a 10, and that's how they actually broke Sociedad in the second half, which was interesting. And uh, they created sort of like a two in the middle, so that sometimes Araujo probably or Kunde was playing in this position, and he was actually a little bit floating around this area. So like in the end, it was like a 3-2 instead of 2-3. So that's how they beat so far. But whenever they're playing in the as a back four, um, so Balde is playing over there, right? And Busquets or Frankie De Jong sometimes is playing over there. So yeah, Pedri is like a 10. And what Lewandowski does, like he does not actually like we saw him scoring like these tap-ins from there, and there, right? Rafinha tends to finds this sort of balls around this area. It opens up sometimes. Dembele goes for a back pass, and then like Pedri gets the ball, or if Fatih is sorry, if someone is here, sometimes Lewandowski made those runs, and Pedri seems to switch this position. So like whoever is playing as a 10, normally it's with Pedri, and he seems to have like a um, how can I say uh, connection with these players, and he tries to find those spaces behind the defender, or sometimes uh, try try to attract those defenders to the back post and try to open up, or front post, or try to open up these spaces around for the central midfielders to attack. So Xavi played two different position in this two games. I don't know what how will they play tomorrow. Uh,
Tomorrow is
in terms of
against Sevilla as well,
Sevilla.
and Sevilla is not doing
So
well.
yeah, Sevilla seems to lie back like Sociedad a little bit, and their players are not that actually speedy. So
No, and the center
they're
backs are not that great.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know, like probably they will have some a little bit defensive, sorry, attacking threat, sort of like opening up those positions. So like they will need Fatih, probably need Fatih at the end. to get those spaces behind between, or some interchanges between Lewandowski or Pedri or Lewandowski or Gabi, who's going to play so far. So yeah, it was interesting to see like the second game, especially Barca's point of view. Like I did not think this formation like I could not even believe, but Frankie De Jong was there because of the Busquets
Busquets
was
was red carded, suspended.
red carded.
Hmm.
So I guess Javi did not trust Frankie De Jong with this pivotal role. So that's gonna brings up another question, like who's going to play this role when Busquets leaves next season or
Well,
this season.
they still have Frank Cassie who can play there. Different kind of player.
Francesi, do you think he can? Or so far, what I saw
It's
from
almost like
Nico
EA.
Gonzalez in Valencia,
Yeah, he's a little bit of yeah Torres sort of player. Um,
Francesi.
that's what I was yeah that's what I was kind of
Okay.
referring. But yeah, Torre was more flary kind of player compared to Cassie. It's more kind of Michael Essien sort of type, not exactly Michael Essien, who's an incredible player. Um, but coming back to Nico,
Maybe Claude Makelele
yeah, but
or
again,
Diego.
those are very top players
Legendary.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, coming back to Nico Gonzalez, I think the idea is to give him more match time in Valencia and see how he grows.
Yeah. Also, I think Barcelona need a little bit time because after all those drama, I guess like
And a lot of
they
changes,
were,
lots of
yeah, a
changes.
lot of changes, and I told you like in the beginning of the um, when we started recording, like if you make like one changes, it affects like a
Yeah,
lot of things, and different personalities and different how can I say characters in the team now. And they like they applied for what is it, Marcos Alonso and whoever or Hector Bellerin, yeah, for them to sign in La Liga to La Liga, right? But has it already done, or I don't know. This is
yeah,
still like drama. I don't know, like if it is
no clue yet.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on
Maybe
Barcelona.
Juan Laporta
They
needs
will
an
still need like 10, 12 matches
yeah.
to
What I was going to refer is that
get
maybe Juan Laporta needs another black mark on somewhere to register someone else.
probably.
Okay,
I hope you were not wrong.
okay. Enough of this. Let's talk a little bit about Atletico Madrid. They've been hot and cold, hot and cold. What's going on?
El Cholo seems to like leave everything behind and go back to his
Default.
default mood. So far, I guess like after probably second or third match they lost, or
Yeah, against Villarreal. Yeah,
and yeah, and then against Valencia, right? They
yeah.
went back to, but this season they're playing a different shape, I guess, like five, sort of like sometimes it seems like 5-4, 5-3-2, or sometimes it seems like sort of like a 3-4-3 or something like that, and it's hard to explain this sort of situation. But it seems to, well, like anyone can argue that like they are doing well defensively, but so far I have seen that like it's they are throwing bodies in front of the shots, not defensively tight or something like that, because teams, the goals they actually conceded, uh, it's like like the attack were like they were losing balls in the middle of the pitch, and none of the central midfielder have this have their they are not in form actually, none of them. So like I guess uh, El Cholo Simeone is trying to like not conceding anything in the beginning of the season, like last season, and trying to do something in the counter attack, and that's how like so far like Joao Felix sometimes play as a number 10 or sometimes as a like a what can I say second striker, and Morata is trying to finish, and vice versa with Griezmann sometimes. So it's hard to say actually like for them, and they are not looking at little bit they looks a little bit they are looking a little bit shaky, you know.
It's all
So far.
because of the tactics of the coach, and also the left wing back, if I may say, it's Carrasco or Saul, because they have let Renan Lodi go,
Yeah,
because Lodi wants to play in World Cup and wants to start a while. It was hard for him to start in Atletico because he was not as good in defense. Some of the lapses, so Cholo wasn't liking it, and well, he let him go. But that leaves a huge responsibility for those players like Saul or Carrasco, whoever is playing there, to come back and cover and still go and join the attack.
yeah. Also, Molina got red card, and I guess who was playing against Valencia? I forgot actually. They have some. I don't know. Like defensively, they don't seem well. They are just throwing bodies in front of the shot.
Yeah,
Um, that's another issue.
and also
But I don't see
they've
them
started
actually.
a little bit deeper against Valencia.
Yeah, yeah,
Against Gattuso's Valencia. That's uh, that's a mind-boggling um, place to start from. Anyway, um, Cholo is being Cholo, is playing on his strength.
yeah. Nothing interesting from actually there. Actually, um, s- Villarreal was interesting this year.
Villareal is very interesting. They can actually hurt people. They have shown that. Like when I
Yeah,
say hurt people, means that they can actually hurt very good teams, and they've shown it in
yeah,
last year's Champions League.
yeah. True. Um, did they buy new players?
Villareal,
Hmm? Like in the deadline?
I didn't see any.
Okay, because there were actually some talks going on with like some players from the Premier League. They're trying to get some sort of like a loan deal or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
not so sure about it. Except no, I don't, because they have a huge squad.
yeah.
Um, Villareal
They actually promoted so many players from their
academy,
academy. Yeah,
and also they have, yeah, they have some interesting players. Quite a mix there.
yeah. But they drew against uh, Getafe.
Getafe. That's the only bad results they have.
Yeah.
Um, otherwise, they're looking fairly good.
Also, Bilbao looks well. They scored four four
Yeah,
goals
yeah.
in the last
And
match.
the ex-Barcelona coach Valverde is definitely very popular in Athletic Bilbao, so he knows his strengths and weakness.
Yeah. But and have you seen any Real Madrid match?
Well, we talked a little bit about how Real Madrid is kind of mixing and matching, like how Modric and Cruz are being well utilized, while Camavinga and The new player Shumeni.
Well,
It's
they seem to use their resources like really,
well,
let me say, really well, like really brilliantly actually. Like they seems a little bit faster than last season.
yeah,
It's not like boring pass around like field or something like that. Like and there are some switches actually. And um, last uh, last two matches they scored eight goals, and out of these eight goals, like four or five goals are from the counter attack, which is like one of their strongest forte. If you remember, the from the last decade.
yeah. Speaking of Real Madrid, just saying that Marcelo have decided to join Olympiacos from Real Madrid. So yeah, that's a departure of another legend for Real Madrid.
He already left actually because he did not uh, extend any.
Oh,
Real Madrid did not extend the contract, so
yeah,
he was a free agent.
yeah,
So yeah, his last match probably was this Champions League final.
yeah. Um, any other interesting games in La Liga?
Um, Not really. There were some interesting results, but
Yeah,
it's still too early.
yeah.
But I expected a little bit more from Getafe
Getafe.
because of yeah,
Normally they're quite sturdy. Yeah,
yeah, but they have some players, like from other clubs academy. So yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't have anything to add actually, except
So
like tomorrow Sevilla is going to play Barcelona, and Betis is facing Real Madrid in oh, what was the name of the ground of the Real Madrid? I forgot. It's blocked out.
Bernabeu.
Bernabeu, Santiago Bernabeu. Oh yeah. Um, do you like? Are you surprised how Espanyol is playing this season?
A little bit,
Like
a little bit. Not totally.
they are decaying, like since the second half of the last season, sort of like
Yeah,
that. And it's sort of like it feels like they're they're in the relegation zone probably, like fighting for the place
yeah,
because other teams are like moved a little bit up. Even Cadiz, Elche, they went up. Girona.
yeah, yeah. Um,
I don't have anything to add actually.
no,
Can you?
let's move into Bundesliga probably.
Yeah, Bundesliga. Actually, there was a game going on, and Borussia Dortmund was like ahead against Cologne or someone. Let me check. Oh, tomorrow Bayern Munich is coming to uh, play against Union Berlin
Oh, you should have been in the
at
stadium.
Berlin. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna see my ex with my current or something like that.
Which X? How? I mean, there are no shortage of
I was
X's.
living in, yeah, I was living in
So immediate X.
Munich. So, not immediate because I was living in Nuremberg after that
Okay.
actually.
So yeah.
So, so like way back.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it ends up 1-0 against Hoffenheim.
Okay.
Um, Royce scored. He's playing a little bit centrally this season, and I don't know. Like Bayern, Dortmund actually bought so many players, and they seems to still like they are trying to find a sort of like a find find a way to facilitate all those players in the position. Like today, they are playing sort of like a 4-1-4-1 or 4-5-1 or something like that. That sort of formation. I don't know. Um,
Well,
they they always try to, like, nowadays they are trying to build a team around Bellingham, because wherever he's playing, like as a central midfielder or like a attacking midfielder, he seems like a well threat actually. So like Royce and Bellingham is like just playing just behind the striker, and Haller is still sick, I guess.
yeah, it will
And
take him a longer time.
yeah, so like they brought another striker, Modeste, which is interesting signing actually. Like I saw his movement around the box. He seems like one of those like classic Borussia Dortmund defender who try to runs behind the center backs. So, but there was an interesting games. I guess it was in the match day first or second. I guess Borussia Dortmund played against Werder Bremen. Um, Bremen just actually they were promoted from Zweite Bundesliga. Uh, they were actually 2-0 down up until 87 minute, and in 88 minute, I guess it's Buchanan scored. Like he was a left back, and he was overlapping and he,
Do you like
like
Buchanan?
huh?
Do you like Buchanan?
Well, he's going to be an interesting, even Werder Bremen. Like it's hard to say. Like so many teams are like so close. It's like a dogfight right now in Bundesliga, except for like Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich actually played an interesting game against Mönchengladbach. If you have seen that, actually, eh, oh my god! Like there were like 30, more than 30 shots on
Yeah,
shots, and like 20 was on the post. And like if you remember this goalkeeper, Jan Zomer from Switzerland, like he was their main keeper since like 2014.
yeah.
I thought this guy is going to be retired this season or something like that, but how he played, like he's like, oh my god, he probably saved at least like 5 to 6, like, like
He's very good.
really brilliant saves. Like those are like, I thought those went in, and the commentator has like, uh, yeah, like he was saying like in German, like uh, who else is saving Sommer. So it was fun in a way, like defensive way. Like they scored at first, I thought, but the goal they conceded, it was also brilliant. I guess it was from Sane. Let me check. Um, where is it? Yeah, yeah. Sane scored that goal actually, and it's hard to see, like, how can I say, like it's hard to say all those players how they fit in this, like Bayern Munich team, like except for Kimmich and probably Savitizer, because Alfonso Davis is also like an attacker,
Hmm.
and Pavard doesn't have his speed right now, like the speed we saw in the
World Cup.
2018, yeah, World Cup, yeah, he doesn't have that anymore. So because of this injury, which is unfortunate, because he's a decent player,
He is. Yeah.
but I don't know, the fluidity in front of the goal. Sometimes it's like if you're playing against a team who's defending with like 4-5 in the back, and their next defense line like in the midfield, it's like really close. It's hard to open up those sort of position. Even like they're trying to get it like sort of like a crosses from both sides. That's also like an interesting thing. Like they can two or three players they can actually move in the corner and they can how can I say cross the ball towards the back post, and Mane seems to actually open up like quite a few times. He caught up with offsides, and that I guess that would be the his position so far. And Sane and Mane is like I don't know, sort of like a twin or something. Like they are switching position a lot, and I could not actually find any structure to like explain here in the technical board so far.
Yeah, no, it's a
If I
fairly
if I
fluid,
get
fairly.
yeah, it's so fluid and it's hard to explain. But Nagelsmann seems like a how can I say he is not a cool coaches like Flick or someone.
Yeah.
He got yellow carded last match because if everything went out of his way, because he could have actually if it is in the Italian league or some other league,
He could have
even
been
La Liga.
red carded. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was pointing fingers to the officials, which is like a in Italian.
And also maybe the coach of Bayern Munich gets a little bit of respect. Otherwise, probably other coaches will do.
Yeah, that is one of probably one of the reason. If you remember, like when Roma was playing Juventus, right? I was texting you like I like this referee.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Colina because this referee was like handling these players like this, like with push, and uh, well, it would be interesting to see something from in the German league. But except for that, actually, like Union Berlin played well. Their first match was against Hertha Berlin, Berlin derby, and Berlin was red at the end. Union won, and there were actually so many interesting signings. Actually, so many players from Union Berlin. They actually scored 6 goals against Schalke. Schalke is, if anyone forgot, Schalke just promoted after a while. So yeah, there. And can I go to the board
Yeah.
with
Go ahead.
this? Um, yeah, let's say this is this is Union Berlin. Is it? Yeah. So they love to play 3-5-2 formation, um, which is actually what is his name, Crosby or someone actually playing. They uh, they used to play like 4-3-3 formation. Like this coach Fischer is probably one of the technical genius in I would say in the world, because how they are managing this team so far. Um, like they have some sort of like a fluidity, like last season probably they were playing 4-2-3-1, and there are some changes because they are Union Berlin is a selling club, and they tends to sell players, but they also try to buy some clever players. For example, like Rani Khedira, he actually was bought, and so far he's playing brilliant football. There are like Thorsby. He was playing as a wing, as a well. He can play actually so many positions, but normally he's plays in this sort of area. sometimes he actually switch with this, and when they are attacking, and most of the time they tends to defense against like a big team with this sort of blocks, and push the other team towards the wings, you know, and they have like tall center backs who can actually win duels like Knuke. Like I think he should be in the World Cup, probably one of the backup center back, or probably in the main team. I don't know. And there is another player I would love to mention, Baker, is playing as a striker, and how they play normally, like when they got the ball, or they can play from the back, or they can actually go for a quick attack. But this season, what I saw, like how many goals they scored, most of them are like they these two players try to press this uh, central defensive midfielder, or central defensive midfield, try to get some sort of like when they lose the ball, uh, they try to do this, and the wing back actually try to uh, stick stick with the wingers from the opponent team, whatever the formation is, and this sort of six men's block was there always, almost all the time, except they're losing the ball up in the pitch. So there seems to sort of like a how can I say, selective pressing. They sort of do that. They either do lose the ball here, they sort of try to win the ball. Let's say that other team is playing like this. Yeah. Yeah. So if other team is playing from the back, they try to win this ball, or they try to block this center backs connection with these two players, so that the team will like how can I say, they must play in the to the mid or to the wings, and they try to win the second balls. And most of the time they score like they try to win the balls there, like with these four players, and the center defensive midfielder, whoever playing in this position. So they try to either win this ball there with the second ball, or something else, or they try to create those blocks. Sorry, blocks here, 3-3 blocks, and try to like make the opponent playing in the wings. So whatever their main target is to cut the teams with the counter attack. And sometimes this player, Baker, who is playing as a number 9, sometimes the number 10, they can actually interchange, which is like one of the interesting thing. Like we have seen this sort of partnership in 90s, like two strikers partnership, but most of the time it's with 4-4-2. But this time they have like at least uh, four strikers, like they can play in the similar position, and whoever is playing, he seems actually how can I say, easily adapted to those sort of system, and they try to always play the ball there. But what was interesting from this team, it's like it's really like they normally, if the team is playing like a three in the back, normally they go for a 3-4-3 with like three people to get the width, or three against three, or try to create like a sort of like a two against two here. But Union Berlin try to get the ball in this sort of areas, which this is the thing Man City and Liverpool was doing last season. but with different shape, obviously, and different formation. But this is the unexpected things from Union Berlin actually made them sort of like a standout team so far from like other teams in Bundesliga.
That was pretty detailed. Thank you. Uh, yeah, seems like well, normally I would say some of the German teams are very very tactical, if not all. Uh,
Actually, it's hard to say. Like the only three matches, like this week,
no, no,
it will be four
I'm
because
also
like
referring
so
last
many,
season too.
yeah, so many teams like has some sort of like a giant killing. Like even Werder Bremen won against Borussia Dortmund, but they lose against some other teams like which was unexpected. So many things going on in between. So like except for Bayern Munich, like it's sort of like a dogfight going on so far. Um, like it's hard to say, and so many teams are playing in so many different shapes and different structures, and it's like almost like a technical revolutions going on in here in Germany.
Yeah. We'll just keep an eye as well on our timing. It's almost I don't know, 1 hour 40 minutes ish. Uh, but on that note, anything else interesting in Bundesliga?
Not so much actually. I would say
Okay.
I expected a little bit more from teams like Schalke.
Well,
Uh,
they're just
because
newly promoted.
e-
It might take time.
yeah,
And now,
but another team which Freiburg is doing a little bit okay. Like they, yeah, they are doing uh, way more, way better than last season so far. And they brought some players. Also, Eintracht Frankfurt got Mario Götze, and he actually scored a winner against some team, probably against Freiburg. Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting to see like so many players like how can I say uh, like previous national team players are like sorted to to those teams, like, and those teams are doing interesting, like um, Leverkusen has an interesting squad, but they are underperforming right now, and some are like overperforming. For example, like Freiburg and Eintracht Frankfurt is also underperforming so far.
mhm,
Um, so it's hard to say like this are to this early like season, and also like there were probably some drama going on with transfer
mhm,
because normally German clubs doesn't have that sort of money
yep.
like English. They have those 50 plus one rule. So
Uh, well, that's almost every time German football structure is reliant on not as much as money. Not just Germany, but everywhere.
there are also like some sort of redistribution going on. Like players are coming from different part, like which was unexpected from for example like Belgium league or some other
Yeah,
uh, league. So yeah, there will be some sort of change.
yeah.
I hope.
On that note, can we move into probably French league a bit just before?
Yeah,
So, how do you think that French league? Obviously, seems a little bit boring in PSG's top, but PSG doesn't look boring though.
yeah. PSG looked interesting up until last match. Uh, have they played this week already?
Yeah, 3-0.
Oh, okay, then boring again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Monaco seem to hold on then. It was interesting. I thought that from because they Monaco lost so many players,
Mm-hmm.
they actually gained a lot of players. Nice actually, but Marseille actually had an interesting team this season.
It is. It is a fairly interesting team and some very good results too for them.
Yeah, but this is sort of like a selling season in French football. But
Yeah.
they are selling so many players, but this season they actually sold a lot. So it's hard to expect what like. But the Marseille team is looks decent team. Monaco actually proved well against PSG, but every when we, when we brings up uh, PSG, it's always ties with Champions League. Are they going to make it or not? Or you made an argument last in the last episode that like they are going to be in the in that sort of position. But well, sometimes they I don't know. Well, it will interesting to see because there seems to change a lot. Like the players, the personals change a lot behind the scenes. But do you think this drama is still going on, or
Um,
is it over?
I guess there is a bit of drama always underneath. It may explode at some point because there are big stars such as Neymar and Mbappe, and there is a bit of ego on that. On field, they look like okay. I guess Galtier has a huge role to play on that. But what was interesting is always that Neymar looks sharper after for a long time for PSG.
Yeah,
And Messi
uh,
might have a role to play on that. Maybe he needed someone to get him.
actually, it's because of the tactics. If we discussed,
No, no,
uh,
we talked about tactics, but it was about his personal motivation. He never was
oh
really
yeah,
motivated. Like he.
he was bling bling. Probably they got rid of the bling bling part from him. I don't know, some sort of like a
uh,
surgery or something. I don't know.
no, I think it's the company of Messi. I guess it's stabilizing him because Messi used to bring better Neymar in Barcelona too. So I guess, and also maybe a bit of pressure on him of carrying in World Cup year as well.
But do you think like Real Madrid, I don't know, feels a little bit relieved that Mbappe is not moved to the?
Now it's easier to say, right?
Yeah, but still,
It's
well,
convenient
I
to
I,
say
I think
in
like
hindsight. Yeah, maybe.
yeah, because um, I saw how Vinny is playing, and it seems like it's going to be like when Benzema will leave, it's going to be Vinny's team, and wherever and Mbappe is like going so far, like right now, with his attitude and everything, like he he doesn't want to share those sort of.
Yeah.
So I would say it's sort of like a. But again, like players got a little bit shaped up with when they moved to Barcelona or Real Madrid,
Except Eden Hazard.
or except yeah, or Gareth Bale.
That's a different conversation. Um, but coming back to Neymar and PSG, they look really sharp so far and look very
Yeah,
healthy.
but another thing I noticed that like Mbappe could not take on 1v1, then if that could be an issue, because like normally he try to move fast with his speed or
Speed,
something
yeah.
like that, and if teams are like sitting deep, he's like really useless. It's not like
Oh, I
we
think
talked
I've
about
we
Haaland, right? He can actually make.
we talked about that probably about Mbappe for a long time. I guess last year or
Yeah,
something, or maybe
yeah.
year before. But
He doesn't have anything to add. Like that is the part that where Neymar is coming, right? Um, like
he has that.
you, yeah. When you brought up Neymar, so like I brought up Mbappe and how Messi is playing. Like he's sort of like a number 8, I would say. or 8.5.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Messi.
Messi's
He's
Messi.
like carrying
Yeah,
the ball and making those trying to open up Neymar in the wide area or in the central area, and Neymar is doing I don't know what he's supposed to do,
yeah,
like what we expected him to do so far. 6 goals and 6 assists so far, like before today's match.
yeah. But other than that, you mentioned about Marseille, and Marseille has some interesting team on going on, and they're playing fairly well too. Um, Other than that, I mean, Liga One.
Are they going to like compete against PSG?
Probably not.
Lille did actually.
No, that was under different coach. I think this PSG coach Galtier has more
Yeah, Galtier was.
control on the team, and also is technically better.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, otherwise I don't have actually anything to add on French League because I have not seen every game as well. And yeah, so
So
anything
yeah,
else?
no, I don't
Okay,
have anything.
we are recording for a long, long time, I guess.
Yeah.
It's time to say bye, I guess, before wrapping up. Any final thoughts?
Um, Not really. I guess people so far are liking when we brought up the technical board, I guess. So, like, if
We should more do it. We should do it more probably on that
yeah,
on
we are
the
going
go.
to do it more. So,
Yeah.
but if anyone thinks like we are making any mistake or something like that, or like leaving
Well,
anything behind,
yeah, exactly. Please let us
just make
know.
a comment.
Please let
Yeah,
us know. Yeah. On that note, thank you. Again, we'll come back to next week and talk a lot about more matches.
yeah, Premier League probably. Right?
Premier League and Serie A.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the invitation.